Could this be a gem that Eliot Wolf found in the 2025 NFL Draft? Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper. And the second round pick, TreVeyon Henderson, number 38 of the draft. He's getting a lot of hype around New England. And we're going to break down everything about TreVeyon. But first, if you're fired up for him, spam your 32s in the chat right now. I want to see the chat entirely filled with 32s because he is going to be possibly your running back number one come middle of the season or next year. So type your 32s in the chat. Phil Perry of the Patch Chat podcast. I will say, may have stolen that name from the Patch Chat on Twitter that we all, if you guys see it, if you follow me at The Real Alper. He said this from NBC Sports Boston. Henderson looks really quick. Saw him catch a very short sort of swing pass that I thought was out of the reach for him, but was able to extend and bring it in. He looks very quick with the ball in his hands. They used him a few times on screens, and he's making people miss in small spaces. You can see clearly just why the Patriots drafted him. And when we drafted him, I actually did the cut instead of Alli while she was live on YouTube. She was live on YouTube during a Celtics game. I did the cut. I wasn't the biggest fan. I wanted another wide receiver. Now they ended up getting Kyle Williams later in the draft, which made me completely flip my script. And then watching the film on this guy, you see that he is an absolute speed demon. And not only that, he can catch the ball out of the backfield, something that the Patriots always love doing throughout the couple years. And now as you go further and further through the NFL offseason, and specifically if you watched Forged in Foxborough, multiple teams wanted TreVeyon Henderson. Multiple teams called up Eliot Wolf, called up Mike Vrabel, and said, hey, are you willing to trade the 38th pick? Because we want Henderson. We want to make him a member of our team. There was one specific trade, which we'll get to in a second, but here's the first trade. The Bears offered their second round pick, which is just the pick next to it. They tried to trade one pick up just to get Henderson, and they said, we'll give you a seventh round too. And the Patriots were like, nah, we're going to keep it. But then this is the trade where I looked at it, and I was like, I'd do that in a heartbeat, man. That's a lot of draft picks, a second round, a third round, and another third round pick, and only for the 38th pick. And Eliot Wolf was like, no, I think we're going to take Henderson here. If you haven't seen it, go watch Forged in Foxborough, the first episode. I also have a video on here on YouTube at Patriots Today, recapping the whole entire episode in 15 minutes. So if you don't want to watch that 70 minutes, that's why you subscribe to the channel. Now, TreVeyon Henderson, I mean, you can see his stats. Like 16 games played, 1,000 yards rushing, 7.1 yards per carry, but it's the receptions and receiving yards that really stick out to me. 27 and 284, and we all know about Ramondre Stevenson's problem last season. Fumbling. Henderson had 0. Absolute none. A goose egg. And that's something I'm sure the Patriots looked at like, we got to improve something about these fumble problems. But Tony Deuce, he's the new Patriots running back coach. He said this about Henderson after OTAs and minicamp. He said he's a smart football player. He understands the game. He understands concepts. We are trying to take the advantage of his skill set. We knew he had a specific skill when he was drafted, and we're trying to get that out of him, what we can get out of him. Whatever we ask him to do, he's been willing to do it. And for when they drafted him, I kind of saw this thunder and lightning type duo combo that everybody is just trying to recreate because we see it in Detroit with Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. They try to have that hard-nosed hitting running back, that downhill runner, and then you have another guy that can catch passes out the backfield and is an absolute speed demon, can cut on a dime, right on, stop and cut. And that's what kind of the Patriots are trying to build here in New England with Ramondre Stevenson, with TreVeyon Henderson. And then Antonio Gibson, I've talked about it. He could be a potential trade candidate because if Lan Larison takes that, he makes a team as an undrafted free agent, I think it could be a possibility. But you have your first two guys, Mondre and TreVeyon. And I also see the Patriots kind of flip-flopping this a little bit. You're going to play half the snaps. You're going to play the other half of snaps. And, well, Henderson, this is nothing new to him. If we go back to his days at Ohio State, where they had two amazing running backs in Quinshon Judkins, who is now with the Cleveland Browns, TreVeyon Henderson. They were splitting snaps. You see right there, 490 to 442. They were splitting it right on the dime. So I think the Patriots saw how that worked in Ohio State and kind of factor that into their own system as we're going to have Mondre be that number one guy. We're going to have TreVeyon also come in for a little bit of runs, but also mainly be that pass-catching back that Josh McDaniels loves, and we'll be talking about that in a second. But I could also see Henderson taking over as the number one running back. If he shows out the first couple of weeks, they might just say, all right, well, he's got the potential, he's got the talent, and Mondre, if he keeps fumbling, we can't put him on the field. So you put TreVeyon Henderson right in that spot, and you'll still have a productive offense. Even some other former Patriots, some legends, Rob Gronkowski, he went on a podcast. It was his podcast, and said he thinks he's going to be a number one guy right away. He said, this is how good he is. It's third down. It's a crucial situation. You need to get the first down to keep your chances alive to win the game, and boom, here comes the linebacker blitzing up the A-gap, and Henderson picks him up. Drake May, you don't got to worry about it. Gets the ball off to Stephon Diggs. First down, the chains are moving, and that's why this was a huge pickup in my eyes. I believe he has a first-round grade, but they got him in the second round, so it was a steal, and he also went on to say how he thinks he's going to start pretty much day one. I don't know about that, Gronk. I'm not sure about that, but give it time. I think if he shows out, he's going to be it. He fits this offense just perfectly. Like, throughout minicamp, throughout OTAs, all of the beat writers, all of the coaches, they just say how quick he is and how much he's just fitting in this type of offense. And with the Patriots, with Josh McDaniels, in the offense that he runs, and when he was the OC back in the Dynasty era, the Patriots were top 10 in run attempts. I know we love to talk about how much they passed the ball, but they were still secretly running the ball a lot. And we're going to talk about how much he fits in that Josh McDaniels system in a second. But I got to show you how much we're just dominating the Bills breakdown in this sub-battle. Had a June sub-battle with the other channel on Chat Sports, Bills breakdown. And look, 251 to 69. I said I wanted to get it up to 100. Well, we passed 100. I wanted to say we get this up to 200. So go ahead, subscribe to the channel, bringing you Patriots content all throughout the offseason. So if you could, youtube.com/Patriots Today, subscribe right now. And let's beat down the Bills breakdown. So this is what I think is going to happen. I think Henderson is going to absolutely thrive in a Josh McDaniels type offense because McDaniels always prioritizes pass-catching backs. We go all the way back to Kevin Falk. We go Shane Vereen. We go Dion Lewis. We go Rex Burkhead. And I haven't said the one guy's name yet that you're all thinking about because they asked TreVeyon Henderson what his exact comparison was in his play. And he said the Super Bowl champion who scored the game-winning touchdown in overtime, James White. And that's why, because James White can get through the trenches. He can sneak his way through inside, but he is also an unbelievable pass-catching back. And I went back and looked at the snaps that Henderson played when he was at Ohio State, and on pass plays, this was 247 snaps, and on run plays, only 144. So he is obviously used to playing that passing back role, and the Patriots see that. The Patriots are trying to replicate that. They're trying to bring it back. That's why you brought back Josh McDaniels, and it succeeded in the past, so why didn't it work now? You always got to have a pass-catching back. This is what Henderson said about the James White comparisons. It says really just his great receiving ability. One-on-one matchups. It seemed like every single time he was winning. He was such a great player. He made a huge impact to help this team win games, and I want to continue, watch film, and study him and learn and grow as a player. My final thoughts about that, like about just TreVeyon Henderson in general, is that having a good pass-catching back is only going to help Drake May excel in year two. If you have Josh McDaniels, who loves those dink and dunk little swing route running back plays, and if TreVeyon Henderson can make that first man miss, and on first down, you can get 3-4 yards right off the bat and then bring him in, go through the A gap or B gap, it is only going to excel. And you saw Grunk's comments. He can block too. So the Patriots can get those, you can have another blocker in Henderson to get that ball downfield to Kyle Williams, to get the ball downfield to Stephon Diggs. It's only going to help this team. I also think that he's going to catch a lot of passes. A lot of passes. Can't remember what it was for James White in 2019 or 2018. Can't remember what it was. I think it was around 60. But how many catches does Henderson get in 2025? Let me know down in the comments section below. And also, give me a follow on Twitter. The first 5 people that follow me, I'm giving a shout out to you guys next week. So go follow me at TheRealAlper on Twitter. And also subscribe to the channel.